This is a SandyBoy Productions podcast.
Welcome to the Urban Pharmacy Podcast, where we help women remove the overwhelm of living their most holistic life. This is the place to find evidence-based nutrition tactics, healthy lifestyle and wellness tips, abundance mindset, and easily implementable low-tox living strategies so you can rise up to your full potential and protect your family's health. I'm your host, Stacey, certified holistic nutritionist and better living advocate. Now, let's get empowered with some simple swaps that make a big impact for optimal wellness. Welcome to episode 51 of the Urban Pharmacy Podcast. Today is a solo episode and a recording of my past workshop that was all about living holistically and leveling up your health, your wealth, your impact, and rising to your ultimate vision. Today's particular episode is day 3 of Holistic Breakthrough Live, which again was my live workshop that I held in a closed door Zoom and also streamed into my private Facebook group last week. And I extended a very special invitation for those women out there that are looking to find a harmony between stepping into their most holistic life, but who also have a business in some capacity or who are very ambitious and really driven to go after their dream life. And I feel I want to share this with you so that you can inhale and exhale and take in all of the goodness that I have to offer you with this session all about branding. The rest of the workshop was about mind-body connection, plant-based eating, creating your ideal existence, understanding what holistic living really means, which embodies different pillars such as belief system, success environment, body nourishment, intuitive business, honoring earth, and mind-body connection. And those are the 6 pillars that I teach here at the Urban Pharmacy. And the invitation that I want to extend to you is to join us on the other side of my signature 12-month program. It's called Holistic Entrepreneur Society. And again, it's for women who are ready to rise up to their full potential, but also find harmony between their health and their wealth. Because 2022 is going to be the year that entrepreneurs finally decide to stop sacrificing their health to reach their business goals. It's not about one or the other. It's about how these holistically work together. That's why I'm extending the opportunity for you to have your strongest year while you up-level your health, your wealth, and mentality in a holistic way. You know, if you didn't hear my entire workshop, you didn't hear my entire story. And there's a lot to my story, just like there's a lot to your story, and why owning your story is very important as well. But part of my story is that I used to be a brick and mortar studio owner for Pilates, yoga, mind-body connection. And during that almost 6 years of my life, I found that it's not worth burning the candle at both ends to make money. Your health comes first, which is exactly why I created this program. And the reason also is because I didn't have any mentorship during the first decade of my entrepreneurial endeavors. And until I hired a mentor and until I got another mentor with my network marketing business, I thought that I could do it alone, which is simply just not the case. I needed somebody to hold me accountable. I needed somebody to help guide me on what the next steps should be, right? And a lot of the times we think that we can do it all on our own until our health crashes. which is exactly what happened to me. And something that I know entrepreneurs will do, they will step into this space of, I can do it all on my own and I can figure this all out on my own, and they won't outsource. And, they'll just grind and grind until ultimately you fail. And that is something that I really don't want for you to experience. I want you to thrive. I want you to step into your ultimate vision. I want you to increase your health, increase your wealth, and do it in a holistic way. And I know that we are all out to make the biggest impact that we can, right? To change other people's lives. And so I'm inviting you to do this journey with me in my 12-month program. If you want more information, all you have to do is click on the links below or visit theurbanpharmacy.com, theherbanfarmacy.com, and click on work with me, and you can explore the options there. I hope you enjoy this episode of branding yourself. Again, this is a live recording, so you may hear other conversation happening within it, but I hope you enjoy it. Please share this episode if you love it. And don't forget to give us a 5-star review on whatever platform you are listening on so that we can continue to impact other people's lives in a holistic way. All right, until next time, be well. Hello, Health Crusaders. It is amazing to see you again. Happy Wednesday evening. I hope that you are all having a fantastic day so far. You guys, it's day 3 of Holistic Breakthrough Live, and that's really, really fun. I hope that you guys have found value over the last few days. So far, tapping into our ideal existence, which is so dang important. And then also understanding what it means to live a holistic life, and just kind of starting with the pillars that we have at the Urban Pharmacy to get into that so that we can start living our best life and feel well and level up and become the people that we really want to be, right? Okay. So my name is Stacey. I am the owner of the Urban Pharmacy and creator of Holistic Entrepreneur Society for women who want to up-level their health while simultaneously growing their impact and their paycheck. And I'm super excited for you because today we are covering what it means to step into branding yourself and how taking this step can absolutely change your business for the better long-term and help you identify who you really are and the purpose and impact that you can provide to others, which is very, very valuable. So I'm super excited for you today because we're covering what it means to step into branding yourself and how taking this step can absolutely change your business for the long term and help you identify who you really are and the purpose and impact that you can provide to others, like I said. And remember last night how we talked about intuitive business? We are going to dive more into that tonight and really help you understand how being your real and authentic self when it comes to doing business is the core to having a successful brand. And that might seem kind of weird, but it is what it is. It's the truth. And you'll understand a little bit more why when I get into it. So as a reminder, you guys, I created this workshop so that you can take the first steps to getting on the path to better living. I want you to feel empowered to take your health and your wealth, which we don't talk nearly enough about, into your own hands and step into your best life with a positive mindset and a healthy body and an optimal environment while you are growing and moving toward your ideal existence. So if you're here for that, make sure that you say heck yes in the chat so that I know you're here and that you're here and ready to learn and you're here and ready to absorb the information that I'm going to give you. And you're coming with an open mind, regardless if you're already an entrepreneur or not. Like, I know you're here because you care about your health. I know you're here because you care about your ideal existence. You're here because you care about your well-being and you want to figure out how to level up in some way, right? And so that's what I'm going to help you do tonight. So let's do this. Tonight, we're talking about defining your personal brand and what values you and your ideal client have that will truly help you succeed without getting burnt out. So if you remember my story from yesterday, I definitely know what burnout feels like, and I know what it feels like to try to grow a business while also taking care of your health. And I'm here to tell you that you can absolutely do both. You legit can, but you have to have clarity. You have to have a clarity piece behind all of this, and you have to have intention behind what you're doing. Okay. So also, if you try to talk and sell to everyone as a business owner, you'll eventually get overwhelmed and end up not taking action. And definitely nobody wants that, right? So you might be wondering why this all matters to your overall business success. And tonight we're going to be going over the difference between brand and business and 3 pieces about what it means to be a brand. Okay. And had I known the power of branding myself back when I started my entrepreneurship journey over a decade ago, things could have been a lot easier. But I instead was trying to sell to everyone, and I didn't have any clarity about what I was doing and how to go about showing up so that I could actually attract the raving brand fans who not only loved what I had to offer, but also who would come back over and over again. So your brand provides an emotional connection. You can write that down. Your brand provides an emotional connection to your audience, okay? And a brand also has personality. It has personality. That is a big part of your brand. And your brand is what makes your business unique. It's what sets you apart from all those other businesses out there who are doing what you do. And when you have a brand, you don't have competition. You just don't. Competition is only an issue when your business is the same as all the others out there. And having a unique brand eliminates the need to compete solely on price or popularity. So if your audience feels a strong connection with your brand over that of your quote competition, they will buy from you. And there's no doubt about that. So there's a vast majority of people, if not literally everyone, that will buy based on emotion. Okay. And they decide to buy because it feels like the right fit. So the better you are at making an emotional connection with your audience, the easier you'll find it to close sales and to grow your team or do whatever you're trying to do in your business. Okay. So people don't just choose businesses to work with or to buy from anymore. They just don't choose them out of nowhere. They buy from brands that they have a personal connection with. People buy from brands that have a personal connection to them. Okay. So think of some of your favorite companies like that you currently buy from. And now think about why you love them so much. Is it because you know exactly what they offer? Or is it because you love their visual branding? Is it because the client experience that you have with them is exceptional? Or is it all of these things? Like, this is what makes a business a brand. Okay. So let's take Beautycounter, for example, because this is just an easy one for me to talk about because I've been with this business in terms of network marketing for 6 years. Okay. I just hit my 6-year milestone anniversary with Beautycounter. So people buy Beautycounter because they know they can trust the brand itself. Beautycounter as a business has done a really good job at branding themselves as being the safest, most high performing brand in terms of beauty that is on the market. Okay. And however, some people may know so that's Beautycounter as the brand, that's as the business, right? Like as them. But for me, in terms of branding myself, there could be a few other Beautycounter consultants that people know, right? Who sell Beautycounter, and they're trying to decide who to support or who to buy from. But that's where branding comes into play. So you have created some sort of emotional connection that they feel like they can trust you more from, which is why they will ultimately buy from you. So for me and my Beautycounter business, I have continuously shown up as a resource that inspires and educates and entertains in regards to life and well-being and how I'm living this life and being an example. And that is how I brand myself for Beauty Counter. Okay. And we're going to go a little bit more into like how to do what I was just talking about, like educating, inspiring, and entertaining at the very end as a little bonus. But you need to create some sort of emotional connection that people are going to feel drawn to. And that's what I mean when I say, when you create a brand that connects with your audience emotionally, you won't be competing with anyone else in any way, no matter what industry you are in or what type of business you have. Nobody can compete with who you are. Nobody is you. You are amazing. And you are created totally different than every other person on earth in some capacity. And you need to find your gifts and unfurl them, or, unveil them is what I'm trying to say. Unfurl does not make sense. But hopefully you get what I'm saying. You got to find you, okay? And you got to be you in order to brand yourself. So brand is what builds the know, like, and trust factor, which is leading to sales. It's leading to repeat customers, and it's leading to referrals. So brand is the image or identity that your business projects, okay? And the way that consumers perceive your business. Branding alone will not grow your business, okay? But I will also say that branding does not just embody colors and fonts and icons. That's not what I'm here to tell you about tonight. It is so much deeper than that. It's like that human connection deeper, right? And you want to have a clear business strategy, a marketing strategy, a visibility plan, along with a defined brand identity so that you can win in your business, so that you can win and make money, so that you can win and make an impact, right? And I had none of that as a studio owner. Maybe just a teeny bit of that. I tried creating a particular vibe with my Pilates studio when I was an owner. Once people actually became clients. And I did a really good job at that. I created an overall holistic vibe within my studio that people loved and they came back to. But there was no marketing piece to getting them into the door. So that was a really hard part of the business, actually getting people into the door. Like, I was not marketing myself in any way, shape, or form. Like, once they got in, it was good to go. But like, getting them in was really, really hard, right? And keeping them was easy for me. But the only way that I really grew my business was through referrals. And I didn't have a brand, nor was I going to spend any marketing dollars, because that is really, really expensive and unnecessary if you do things the right way in the first place, regardless of if you're in a network marketing business, regardless if you're, a solopreneur, like whatever you're doing in business, you don't have to spend marketing dollars if you brand yourself right. So anyways, after you have spent some time working in your business, you're going to be more clear on who you want to serve and how you want to serve them. That's when you start to create your brand. So being a successful entrepreneur takes time, and this is a total journey worth taking if you haven't started already. So on the flip side, you guys, business is simply the transaction. Business is the transaction. Your business is your foundation. It's where it all starts, right? Your business is the products and the services that you offer, and it's your business model. It's your funnel. It's the system that takes a prospect to a client, to a raving brand fan, okay? And without a business, there's no brand, right? Which is why before you can create a brand, you have to get really clear on what business you're going to do, okay? So does this all make sense so far? Because we're going to break down brand here soon. So if this makes sense, make sure you're saying yes in the comments so that I know that you're understanding this and the difference between brand and business. Let me even know how you're feeling about your brand right now. Like, do you feel like you have a brand, or do you feel like you just have a business? Or do you feel like you're like, man, I want to try this business thing out. I want to try to brand myself. Like, how are you feeling right now? Leave that in the comments. Okay. So, all right, we have to get clear on our business. So how are we going to do that? Right? Good. Angela says she feels like she has a business. This is good. This is good. And Chris says yes. Essa says yes. Alyssa says yes. You guys, this is good. Bianca says yes. Okay. how are we going to do this? How are we going to get clear on our business? It's usually best to start with offering personal one-on-one services or one-on-one help when it comes to helping people buy products. Okay. So or even services. By working directly with clients on a one-on-one capacity, you can start to understand the exact pain points, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, that they have and how you can help them. So this will also help you identify your ideal clients over time, or your client. Okay. So for example, when I began my nutrition coaching in particular, I started to understand that people don't just need help with what they're eating. They don't. They also need help with mindset a lot. They need help with habits. They need help with purpose, quite frankly. A lot of people just don't feel a sense of purpose. And I believe very deeply that the reason why so many of us self-sabotage in terms of our health is because we do not believe that we are worthy enough. Very much believe that. I also believe that we self-sabotage our businesses because we don't believe that we're worthy of the money or the impact that we can make. I very much think that that is the answer to everything, finding our purpose and finding our worth. Okay. So during the first year or so of doing business, so much can change. Okay. And I want you to be open-minded to that. Your ideal clients can change and how you help them can change. Okay. So what you thought you might want to do at the beginning of your business may look a little bit different 18 months in. And I have personally shifted to emphasize on group and one-on-one hybrid coaching. And while I still offer the personal coaching, I have found that having a support group system in tandem with the one-on-one really helps people achieve success long-term. And again, that goes back to success environment, which I was talking to you guys about last night, which is part of living a holistic life. So another example of how business can change is how I started off with my beauty counter business 6 years ago. I didn't have a brand, like I said, but I knew that I was in business for the mission. I was in business for the mission to get safer products into the hands of everyone. But it has evolved. And now I am also in business with Beauty Counter because I care about growing residual income and helping to empower women to do the same. And I want to help them feel empowered to just step into something new. And things can change in business. And that is totally A-okay. It's okay. And it's positive for things to change. It's actually supposed to change. That is how we grow and evolve, right? And we get better and we serve our people in a bigger and better way. So now that we know the difference between brand and business, let's get into the key 3 ways that I really want to help you start building your brand so that you can succeed long-term. And I'm not talking about just success in your business right now. I'm talking about success in your health. Because if you have a brand and if you're doing your business intuitively and you're stepping fully into who you are going to feel so much less stressed when you're trying to reach your goals because you have the clarity around who you are because you've done the self-work and you have the clarity in what business that you want to create so that you can make the impact that you want. And when you have that clarity, you are less stressed. And stress is a really huge part. We want to reduce stress. And when we can reduce stress and go into doing our life and making an impact intuitively, you're going to have long-term health along with the wealth that you're creating. So let's talk about the first tip to brand yourself. And that is to find your ideal client. Okay, this is also called your avatar. This is also called your dream buyer or your niche. So regardless of what you want to call it, this is the person who you serve, okay? In any business, it is critical that you know who your ideal client is. It is massively critical. Failing to know who your ideal client is often where entrepreneurs go wrong. This is definitely where I missed the mark as a studio owner. I just didn't, and that's why I didn't brand myself. That's why I really didn't promote myself very well or very much because I did not even know who I was talking to. I was just like, buy our specials, come in because we're cool. Like I didn't have pain points, which we're going to talk about here in a minute, to brand and market myself with. So it is often a very transitional moment when business owners first discover who their ideal client is.
And remember, your ideal client can change, but when you first actually like recognize or identify who it is going to be that you're going to start with, it's really, really totally transformational. So business owners operate their companies for years without truly knowing who their ideal audience is and questioning why the sales process always remains hard and why it never seems to flow organically. And it's not common to hear, especially from service-based businesses like marketers and business coaches, that what they offer is suitable for everybody. This is where so many business owners fall flat, and they have such a generic offer or solution that it doesn't strongly capture the attention of really anyone. So for instance, like I have a client right now that I'm working with, and she is in our society, and you're going to be able to hear a little bit more from her tomorrow, but she's a esthetician, and she does some marketing material in a nearby newspaper or a magazine. And she's just like talking to everybody, and she's not talking in her marketing about who exactly she solves a problem for. So you really need to get clear on that, because if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. If you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one. So you need to know who you're talking to. Having a niche or an ideal client is key, okay? So you may argue that this narrows your market and the number of clients that you're going to attract, but what it actually does is enable you to appeal to an audience that truly values what you do and will come back to buy again and again because they know exactly who you set out to serve. And the more that you come to know your ideal client, the easier it will be for you to create content that speaks directly to these people. You're going to become magnetic. And when a potential client feels like you get them, you quote, get them, your offer becomes so much more appealing. So let's go through some of the ways that you can find your ideal client. There are 3 ways, I believe, that I'm going to give you tonight. Just 3 ways, because this could go on forever. Finding your ideal client could go on like so long. So first is to consider their current habits. Consider your ideal client's current habits, digging a little deeper. And as an example, for my ideal client for Holistic Entrepreneur Society, I would ask questions like, what do they do on a daily basis? What information are they searching for online? Maybe they are looking for ways to feel better. Maybe they're looking for ways to live more healthfully. Maybe they're looking up or Googling how to de-stress from the chaos of life, or how organic ways to grow their businesses naturally, right? Also, I'm looking at, do they have kids? Are they caring for their health currently? Do they look like they're feeling stuck? Are they currently entrepreneurs? What kind of social media accounts do they follow? Because that's a really good way to find your ideal clients too. Looking at different social media accounts within the arena of the niche that you want to serve, if that makes sense. So by knowing where they are and what they're looking for, you're able to reach these people with more ease, okay? So Angela says she needs clarity on her brand. I hear you. That is an ongoing journey for me. So we're going to do that tonight. So again, your ideal client, you guys, is who you serve. Write down who you serve right now and what problem they may be facing and how your product or service can help them. This is some hard work. Like, it's hard for me to do this, and I've been doing this business thing for a long time, but this is part of branding yourself. So write down who you serve and what problem they may be facing and how your product or service can help. Okay, so number 2 for identifying your ideal client is to identify their goals. Knowing what your ideal client aspires to achieve can be key information for putting together suitable marketing content or ways to show up on social media. So if, for example, you are a health coach who targets people who want to feel better in their own body, knowing that your ideal client has a goal of potentially losing weight, maybe finding healthy habits, maybe making themselves a priority, that's probably on the top of their list of things to do, right? And you're going to instantly appeal to her and have her listening to what you have to say if you're thinking about their goals, okay? And speaking and basically marketing yourself based off of what you know their goals might be. Or maybe you're a consultant with a supplement company, okay? And you know that your ideal client has a goal to have a great morning routine, okay? And that your products can solve part of that problem because you have something that they can drink in the morning or something like that that can just like be part of their ritual. So that is what you're going to use as a part of your marketing strategy. Hopefully that makes sense, right? And then the third way of finding your ideal client that we're going to talk about tonight is identifying their fears and their challenges. So I know that this sounds extreme, but people often make a purchase for one of two reasons. They either have a desire or pleasure that they would like to fulfill, or they have a problem or a pain that they need to be solved. Okay. And if you can identify a challenge that your ideal client currently faces, you can bridge the gap for them and be a solution to their problem. It's likely that you're going to find yourself in high demand if you can do this. So for instance, if you find yourself feeling like you have aches and pains, you are likely to seek a massage therapist, right? Or something like that. If you find energy running low on a daily basis, you might seek somebody who has supplements that can make you feel better. Or if you have anxiety, you might seek someone who has CBD because that can help. So again, your ideal client is somebody that you need to identify for your brand and then understand their needs and desires. Okay. So that's the first step in finding your ideal client, and the first of the three things I'm going to talk about. Okay. So the second thing we're going to talk about tonight is your branding yourself and finding clarifying what you do. Okay. And how you do it differently than others. So again, you can write that down. The second tip to brand yourself is to clarify what you do and to how you do it differently than others. Okay. So little examples of this, like what do you do? I mean, for instance, like I do Beauty Counter, but I also do like health and wellness and wealth coaching, mindset coaching. So that's the what you do, right? And then how do you do it differently? Think about like your core values, your customer experience, your mission, your vision, your unique sales process. Again, branding yourself branding in general communicates your personality to the world. And that can be a really powerful tool to help set you apart from the rest. Okay. So let me give you an example of my business so that you can get better related to this concept. So let's first start with Beauty Counter. My Beauty Counter business, I sell a solution to people's problems who want to look good and feel good with beauty products, but also who care about their health and the planet at the same time, right? So the products themselves solve that problem. But I sell these products in a different way than any other Beauty Counter consultant. I use the power of branding myself and showing up on social media or through newsletters or on my website or my blog or my podcast or in personal conversations or wherever I'm going to show up. And I add value through my core beliefs of my personal brand. You learned my core beliefs last night, many of them. And I have core values that I teach people about, and they go back to those holistic pillars and the holistic living pillars that I was talking about, right? And I add value to people's lives with those pillars so that they look at me as a source that they can trust when it comes to living this lifestyle. And the fact that I use these products is enough for them to make a buying decision based on the value that I add to their life in some capacity. So with that said, I also want to say that, and to make it clear that just because I have branded myself that way with Beauty Counter doesn't mean that the next Beauty Counter consultant does that at all. Like they might brand themselves in a way that might embody fashion or mom life and makeup tutorials, like doing a lot of makeup tutorials or something like that. Like maybe they're a past esthetician and they really market themselves that way or brand themselves that way. Or maybe they market themselves through homeschool life or corporate life or healthy eating. Like it doesn't have to be at all what I teach. You can brand yourself in any way with whatever company you're in. Like you can. And a lot of people think that they have to brand themselves in a way that aligns perfectly with the company that they've joined in terms of like network marketing. That's not the case. Like your brand is legit just who you are. Like you have to just be who you are. That is your brand. And you in turn will be able to sell to people. And I'll talk a little bit more about that. But we need to speak to these topics in order to help solve people's problems and ultimately gain them as a client in some way. So another example is with Holistic Entrepreneur Society. I know exactly what I do with that program, and that is to help women who are currently entrepreneurs or who want to be, but who also care deeply about taking care of themselves for long-term health and abundance mindset, and helping them to find harmony between those things in a holistic way. So that is why I created the program. And I show up every day in a way that can help my ideal clients to know, like, and trust me. So ultimately they become a raving brand fan because I know exactly how to do things differently. And I know exactly how to talk to their pain points. I know that there's no other health coach out there that has a program like mine. And I know there's also no other beauty counter consultant out there that brands themselves the exact same way that I do. And that is exactly what you're going to do with your business. You're going to be you and you're going to make yourself different. And that's what's going to make you amazing. So, okay. The third and final thing that I'm going to talk about tonight with branding is, in order to start branding yourself, the importance of understanding why buying your product or services matters to your ideal client and why they should choose you. For instance, through relatability or trust or how you show up and how you change their life is what we're going to talk about. So remember that people typically buy to either increase their pleasure or to decrease their pain, right? To increase their pleasure or decrease their pain. So what impact are you making on your clients' lives? How does their life look different after working with you or buying your products? What results are you giving them? Why does this matter to them? Again, this goes back to the fear or the pain point that we identified on tip number 2, and how we have turned these prospects into clients and hopefully raving brand fans. What does their life look like now because you have helped reduce the pain or increase pleasure in their life in some capacity? When somebody buys from you, you have to have the confidence that you have a solution to their problem or to their need, okay? And you have to make peace with the fact that not every single person should be buying from you. If you are selling to everyone, you are, again, serving no one. So be sure to take the time to go through figuring out exactly what type of transformation you have to offer to somebody with your product or service, okay? So those are the 3 different ways to brand yourself, you guys. And just to recap, it's finding your ideal client. It's the importance of understanding why buying your product or service matters to your ideal client and why they chose you. And then clarifying what you do and how you do it differently than other people. And speaking of branding, I want to give you one more bonus tip tonight that is related to branding, but also social media and how to show up and attract your ideal clients there. So listen up, okay? So this is one of the golden nuggets that I learned from a network marketing coach years ago, and it will always stick with me. You always want to do one of these 3 things when you show up on social media. One of these 3 things at a time. Or you could do multiple at a time, but you always want to either educate, inspire, or entertain. Educate, inspire, or entertain. People don't just want to see what you are selling. It is okay to very occasionally go right in with the sale by posting a picture of products, or maybe you holding a product, or maybe a really good deal. But unless you are showing up on a consistent basis and adding some sort of value to these people's lives, these ideal client lives, why in the world would they want to buy from you? Like, why? They do not want to see another post about a miracle product, right? They want to see you. They want to see you, and they want to see like who you are, and they want to like laugh with you at funny things that are happening in your life. They want to hear funny stories that are happening in your life. Like, they want to be educated about whatever your niche pillars are, which I teach my clients about. Like, they want to be inspired. They want to be inspired to make a change in their life in some way. Okay. So It's okay to very occasionally, right? Like I said, show up and sell, but you've got to add value. And this is when businesses will feel like they're failing, and it's just how humans work. We want a solution to our problems, not just a sale. Okay. And you need to figure out how to be that person for your ideal client through the products and the services that you offer. And you can position yourself for success if you are showing up in a social media way with education, inspiration, and entertainment. Okay. So as a side note, these things don't have to have anything to do with your business itself, again, but they do have to do with your brand, which is why I teach my society members to find content pillars for their own brand and to really figure out what on earth to show up on social media with so that you can attract your ideal clients. So hopefully you found that extra tip super helpful. So take an inhale and exhale. And trust me when I say that slowly branding yourself is going to change the game for you and your business. And it's going to help you stay on top of your health goals as well. Because once you brand yourself, you will stress so much less about if you're doing the right thing to grow to grow your business. It will naturally happen over time because you know exactly who you're showing up for and whose lives you are out to make an impact on. Okay. So speaking of stress, 2022 is going to be the year that entrepreneurs finally decide to stop sacrificing their health to reach their business goals. It's not one or the other. It's about how these holistically work together, which is why I want to extend an opportunity for you to have your strongest year while you're up leveling your health, your wealth, and your mentality in a holistic way. Inside of my signature program, Holistic Entrepreneur Society, I am helping entrepreneurs experience complete transformation in their life and business through 6 pillars of the urban pharmacy. And these are what I talked about last night. And as a reminder, they are belief system, success environment, body nourishment, intuitive business, honoring earth, and everyday movement. So you joined this workshop likely for one of a few reasons. You may feel like your life is is spinning out of control. You're maybe overwhelmed and on the verge of burnout. You're craving direction in your life to step into your highest self, right? Or you know that you've let your health go in recent years, and a big piece of this is how you're fueling your body. You need nutritional guidance to support you in making food choices that actually energize you versus leaving you depleted. Or you're feeling a lack of connection with people in your life and yourself, and you know that pouring into you allows you to serve others and wear all of the different hats that you on a day-to-day basis wear, right? And you need to reconnect to who you truly are. And maybe it's because that you're just not consistent in the action that you're taking to reach your ideal existence, if you're taking action at all. So you want that, right? But it seems really far away. And it's time for you to be intentional and have the support that you need to get there. So inside of Holistic Entrepreneur Society, I'm extending here, you guys, an opportunity to walk together to do this work together. I'm bringing years of knowledge and learning and changing of my own life and my family's life to the table to help you do the same from a wellness and health and business perspective. So as I shared yesterday in my own personal story, changing your life and truly up leveling and taking control of a journey like this can be really overwhelming, but it doesn't have to be, which is why I created the program, Holistic Entrepreneur Society. It gives you the support, the resources, and the community that you need to start living the holistic and intentional life that you want and that you deserve. So this program was designed to help you become the person that you truly want to be, not only for you, but for your family and for your future vision and for your bottom line. This is a 12-month program. And at the end of 12 months, you're going to learn the art of simplicity when it comes to eating healthfully and creating lifelong habits that stick. You're going to know how to take care of you first while building a sustainable business so that you don't end up failing on either front. You're going to learn about plant-based eating or plant-forward eating and how to cook and get more intuitive in the kitchen. I promise it does not have to be hard. You'll know how to avoid business burnout and maintain your health. You'll begin to thrive in your wellness while simultaneously growing your business. You'll understand the importance of your success environment with your home, your social life, and your daily habits. You'll learn automatic habits, easy systems, and daily moves to make your holistic health easy and second nature. And as a bonus, you're going to understand the fundamentals of long-term business growth and how to maintain that growth while feeling good. So there's not a program on the market that is like this, but oftentimes it's one or the other, right? It's either a health coach or a business coach, or a health program or a business program. Like, that's it. But I created this because I, over the last decade, have needed both. And there can be harmony between both. Like, it can happen. And it is happening. And it's giving my clients already like really awesome results and success. And it's just amazing working with them. So this is about how they work together and create your ideal existence. So my promise to you is that you will have the power of accountability to keep you busting a move toward your goals, long-term sustainability in your efforts toward healthy living, support in shifting your mindset to the possibility of who you can be versus who you thought you are, and rewriting your story that you tell yourself. You're also going to get a well-rounded approach to changing the way that you think, the way that you eat, and the way that you set up your environment, the way you show up, the way that you approach your business, and the way that you impact others' lives, because you're dedicated to making yours better. Hear that again. You're going to make a better impact on other people's lives because you are making yours better. If you up level, the people around you will up level. If you're hanging around with people who are not up leveling, you're not going to up level. It was part of the success environment that I was talking about last night, right? So surrounding yourself with people that are doing the dang thing is really powerful. You're going to get strategies that are actually going to help you maintain your healthy habits and celebrating with a virtual cheerleader, which is me, for your successes, because you will have them. So this is what it looks like, you guys. We do this through 2 live calls per week that are on Zoom. They're recorded and then they're put into a Facebook group right now. You're going to get a one-on-one call with me every month, 30 minutes. And then you're also going to get Voxer access to me the entire 12 months of working together, which means you get like this little, it's a walkie-talkie app on your phone, and you can just hit a button and you can say, hey, Stacey, I had a success today. I shifted my mindset like you told, or like you taught me to in our like morning routine, and my entire day was better. Or, hey, Stacey, I'm totally failing in my business. Like, get me out of the weeds. What do I do? Right? I'm there literally all the time to answer your questions. It's really, really freaking cool. Now, sometimes on the weekends, I'm not answering, but most of the time I do. So we can talk like every day if you want to. It's really awesome. But anyways, if you're ready to own your 24 and cast your vision to living your life by design and doing it in a way that feels holistic and approachable and growing your bottom line, Holistic Entrepreneur Society is for you. And if you've been stuck trying to do it all on your own for too long, and you're ready to take control of your life and your dreams, then let's make the necessary changes to do it together. If you want to explore what it looks like to up level in this way, schedule a call with me. I'll just put that in the link. This is no strings, but this is just to discover if this is for you. Okay. And bonus, if you do choose to work together and join us on the other side, from now through Sunday, the 12th, you're going to get a free Epic Wellness Box. And you can ask my clients, the Wellness Box is really dang cool. It's very holistic and awesome. And you're going to get that for free if you decide to join us by the 12th. So let's do this, you guys. It's time to rise up, book a call. You own it. You owe it to yourself and your ideal existence to explore what it looks like to live in alignment with your ultimate purpose in a holistic way, right? And that is my promise to you, to help you change your life. All right, you guys, that is it for tonight. And I hope to see you or talk to you on a phone call in the next few days. So bye and be well.
I'm over here cheering you on because you just finished another episode of The Urban Pharmacy. For today's show notes, head on over to theurbanpharmacy.com and be sure to join us inside our private Facebook group called The Urban Pharmacy, where we share inspiration, live trainings, and holistic living tips to help you build community and the healthy lifestyle that you've always wanted. If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you hit that subscribe button and please consider leaving us a 5-star review. Before we connect again on the next show, follow me on Instagram at The Urban Pharmacy. That's urban with an H and pharmacy with an F. And I can't wait to hear your wellness journey as we get to know each other better. You know, there's truly no better time than now to level up your life, and I am so proud of you for showing up today. Until next time, be well, Health Crusader.